Okay, so we do have a quorum. So I want to call this meeting to order at 5:04. And we'll have roll call.
Andrea Wood.
Don Hayes.
Steve Sheldon here.
Paul.
I think we're freezing up. Oh, we're not.
No, looks like Lynn might be freezing up.
Yeah, Lynn's freezing up.
Oops. Okay. Am I
You there,
back?
We can hear you, but we're back now.
Looks like it might be better now. Yeah.
Okay. Any more additions or deletions?
I would like to delete the minutes from the last meeting. I could not find the agenda, so they are not done. I'm sorry.
All right.
I'll find them and have them for our next meeting. My computer is being redone and it's a bit up in the air now.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll push that to the next meeting. There was no mail, and we just talked about the minutes. So the minute business is we would like to welcome Don Hayes to our group. He is our newest member. Don, did you go in and get sworn in?
Yes, I did. Yep.
Okay. And then you also have to do the
Conflict of interest, and
Yes.
I've got that. I was on master plan, and I have just updated both. There were two, I think two, or I might be. Maybe it was only one. Yeah, I handed them in to town clerk.
Hey, oh, there's Geraldine.
Hello.
Hello, Jerry.
Hi.
How you feeling?
I'm feeling a lot better. I had a hard time getting into this link, though. There was no link. It was just a PDF. It wasn't a live link.
I went in from a link in the file that was attached in Andrea's email.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I had to download it, but once I downloaded it, I could get in with the link.
okay. All right.
So.
Okay, I'm here anyway.
Clerk's budget. Has everybody been able to look that over?
Are you talking about Kathy's budget?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions or concerns?
I don't have any concerns. It seems straightforward, but I do have a question. So I know we had talked about this a little bit last year and within the budget process, and I saw there's timelines for getting the budget in. So are we going to have department heads come to these meetings and discuss their budget with us? Or are they just going to submit, we're going to look and not be able to ask questions to anybody?
I can't. Steve, I can't hear
Yeah.
you.
I can
hear
hear
me?
Steve. Yeah.
I can hear you.
So my question was, can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so my question was, and I know we discussed it through the last budget last year, is are we going to be able to have department heads come in, sit down, review their budget with us, and I was able to ask questions and then be able to answer them? Or are they just going to submit a budget and we're going to look over it, and then if we have questions, we're flying blind without answers?
Well, do we have a meeting? Is there a meeting set up with the Board of Selectmen next Tuesday or maybe the Tuesday after? And we're supposed
It's
to
next
review?
Tuesday.
Yeah, and how are we supposed to review those budgets?
Well, it just so happened I was talking to Veronica today. And the budgets are supposed to be in tomorrow. Now, I don't know if we're going to get a hold of them.
But you're supposed
But,
to be there. Come on. What do you want now?
Tuesday, they're going to have their meeting, and I don't know what they're going to do if they don't
So are
have it.
they asking the department heads to come in?
No.
I think we should ask them to come in if and when we see their budgets, if we have questions, if they've all, more or less level funded, then there'd be no questions.
Right.
Or,
When you say ask them to come in, do you mean ask them to come in to our meeting?
to
To come into the,
to a Zoom meeting afterwards. Jim is doing, if you looked at the town clerk's budget, not just the cover letter she had, but the budget as well.
right,
Jim is doing it differently this year. He's adding the pages of the budget into the long sheet in a spreadsheet budget form. But it's got all the information you need. So when we have that, we will we'll be able to look and compare what was anticipated with what was actually what he anticipated would be a balanced budget to what was actually submitted, and we can see what a difference we had. One of the problems, of course, is at this point is North Middlesex. The assessment is so very large and puts us, $600,000 in debt.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Out.
Right.
Yeah.
I saw that at the last selectman meeting, and I was going to get on that call of the school committee, where they were talking about it. But I guess Pepperell's right along with us by asking them to go back and rework that budget. So I think that works in our favor.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Jim also asked them to go back and rework it for Townsend.
Right. I know that, with that call, but Pepperell was right along with what Jim said. That So
Right.
now we have two towns saying to go back and rework it, that it's just not gonna work
Correct.
for
Well,
us.
and
But
if two towns vote it down, then it's out. And it's very bad, then
Right.
you'd have to call another meeting or whatever for them to get a budget. That's a mess. So they should be very conscientious about trying to make the cuts that we need them to make.
well, do we know
I
what they're
agree.
asking
But am I
for?
wrong? It was an additional 100,000, I thought, right? Andrea, from what I was reading.
I didn't understand what you said. It wasn't coming over clearly.
I think Jerry Lynn asked how much more it was, correct? Is that what you're asking, Jerry Lynn?
I did.
Oh, all right. I've got it right here. It's $623,314.
And how much over it? Well, that's not how much over it is.
Yeah, that's how much our assessment is from them
Right,
this
right.
year.
But how
And
much,
since Bethel's a bigger school, I imagine theirs is again more than that.
right. So how much more do they want than what's budgeted for? Are they over?
Well, Jim explained at the meeting, and I believe he explained at one of the selectmen's meetings too, that we are able in free cash and assets to bring in about $500,000 more a year.
Right.
So if with what they're asking for the assessment, it takes all we get plus. And so we're really in a tight place if they can't reduce their budget. But then again, if both towns vote it down, they are in a tough place. I don't know. He seemed at the school committee budget hearing, he sounded like he was sincere in trying to lower it and work, and perhaps even meaning would have to lay off people. But Jim pressed him, saying, does this mean we would have more meetings to discuss this problem? And he never gave a definitive answer. It was more like they were going to, he kept it that they were going to work amongst themselves to come up with something rather than the towns and he worked together to come up with something.
That was my understanding of it as well, that they were going to go back and rework it, because I think if what they were asking for, the 620, put us about 140,000 in the hole from what we could actually come up with.
Yes, but then you remember any projects, any new projects or things we buy, non-reoccurring expenses, come often from free cash. So if they don't lower it more than just 100,000, or more or less 100,000, then we will be budget devastated as far as new purchases and things are concerned.
So I guess getting back to my original question then, and obviously the school committee, but then getting back to the budget as a whole, and I know, again, they're having a selectmen meeting, but do we, should we really, again, I remember talking about this, and I think, Andrew, you agreed as well last year that the department head should come in, whether we schedule them, time slot. I think we actually got time slot at one point to come and review the budget and with each of them. So if we had questions, they would be able to answer. I think
yes.
Remember that too. I know we talked about it because we've got the budget, so we couldn't do anything with it.
Right. I agree with you, but I don't think we should do it like after the selectmen meeting. I think they should be called into our own meeting and we should have a chance to talk with them and see what they're really doing. I think
agree.
after the selectmen's meeting, I think it's almost too late.
Well, the thing is, the selectmen meeting is Tuesday.
I know, but we don't have to agree with them.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying they're supposed to go over their budgets. Now, to me, the only thing that they can go over is if they have a budget.
Well, one of the things that has bothered me in the last couple of years is that we've had these meetings, and they've been very nice, and they've gone over the budgets, and the department heads have presented their cover sheet, and then presented their budget, and then we go on to the next thing. They vote it, we go on to the next thing. We've never really had, with the selectmen, a discussion of the actual budgets. We've just had like a reading of them.
Andy, I agree, because that town meeting, if anybody asks a question of the finance committee of what our thoughts were, well, we really can't answer those because we weren't involved in it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Well, last year was a real exception. That we were
But the previous year, I wasn't on the board, but the previous year, from what I remember, not being, was the same way.
It was.
Yep.
No, the year we had a little more information because the year before we did a recommendation sheet. The last town meeting, we didn't even have enough information in a timely enough fashion to make a recommendation sheet.
Yes, and several people noticed that and were kind of nasty about it to us. So I think that we really need to do a little more, be more interactive with the Board of Selectmen and let them know exactly where we're coming from, that we just can't keep rubber stamping everything because they said so.
Right.
Yes.
Now,
Right.
Tuesday's the meeting. Well, Tuesday's what you say, the budgets are due tomorrow. Tuesday's the meeting. It's already
Right.
Thursday. At that point, it's a moot point. We don't have, it's true. We haven't had a chance to really talk to anybody. We haven't seen them beforehand. I mean, it'd be nice if they come out tomorrow and we're able to get them and look at them over the weekend. But then again, we're not going to have that chance, that one-on-one with the department head. Like I know for police right now.
Yeah, but we can still go over. You have to remember at all costs that we are totally, other than getting the presentation together and everything, we're totally separate from the selectmen and everyone else. So that whatever recommendation they make and the department heads make and recommend, and I'm certain will present, we can disagree till the cows come home with that and print our disagreement and why we disagree. And then it's up to the town to decide who they wish to follow. In the last few years, it's usually been the town has chosen to follow the selectmen rather than the finance committee recommendations.
But I think we really, although we've had them come in several times, I really think that the Board of Selectmen kind of, and then they really kind of come before us, and then, we're kind of like just rubber stamping everything because they said so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're scheduled to meet with them on the 20th
Meet with who?
with the selectmen.
On the 20th?
Yeah.
I thought it was next Tuesday. I'm sorry.
The 20th is Saturday.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
And we're supposed to go over the budgets together.
Well, but that's kind of like 4 days after. Right?
Oh, but you can work on it up until and change things all the way up until town meeting itself.
Right.
So you've got months and months, or not months and months, but 2 months maybe to work on it.
Right.
What bothers me is half the town meeting, after we get through the budget, which of course is extremely important, we have all the articles that come in, all the rest of the articles. And in the last few years, they've come to us so very late that we've just really only been able to give them somewhat a kiss and a promise. It's been hard to really get into them and discuss them with the department heads before the town meeting because they come so late in the game.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm thinking that on that Saturday, we can really voice our opinion about the budgets and the warrants. I mean, the articles.
Mhm.
Well, let me get this straight now. So we're meeting with them on Tuesday also, correct? Meeting with them on the 16th?
It looks like there's 3 budgets on the schedule for the selectmen agenda.
Okay, and then what are they, police, fire, and what?
Police,
Yeah.
fire, and highway.
Highway?
Yeah.
And then we're going to meet again on Saturday? And
Well,
is that with the department heads or with the selectmen?
with the selectmen.
But really, the department heads are who we need to talk to.
Right, but I can't, if we don't have their budget, how are we gonna discuss them?
And as far as I know, unless they've been sending them to you and you all instead of me, the only budget I have received and sent it off to you was the town clerk's budget. I have not seen fire, highway, or police.
I don't think
I
anything. And
There was, Jim said at Tuesday's meeting, there was revised budget, I think, number 8.
number 8.
I think email, because I think he was sending that out. So tonight I'll look at my email to see if I actually got it on my email, but he was supposed to be, he said he was sending it out after the last Tuesday selectmen meeting to finance and to the rest of the board of selectmen. So I don't remember seeing it, but I'll double check.
I didn't get anything.
He sent something. I don't remember the date. It may have been earlier than that, though. His revised budgetary thing, but I thought that was without their budgets. That was just what he thought, and then a schedule of the budget process he sent to us.
Right, Andrew, that was right. 107 right. That's what it was. It was what he thought, but they were waiting on from each department. You're correct.
Right. You sound like a harp, Steve.
Yeah.
Is he talking?
He's on mute.
Oh,
Yeah.
who's going to provide us with the links for Tuesday night and for Saturday?
Well, the link for Tuesday is on the website.
Yeah.
Under the agenda. If you go to the selectmen agenda, it should be there.
Okay. And Saturday?
And Saturday, I haven't heard anything. I was going to call Jim tomorrow. Find out if that is actually going to happen. Because I haven't heard anything yet.
Okay.
So, before we go any further, we need to go back to the town clerk's budget. And again, is there any question?
Oh, I don't have a question, but I do have something to say about the town clerk's budget, because I called it because I looked at the salary line items.
Yeah.
And the salaries are level funded, but her employee belongs to the union, as do the majority of our employees. And Jim is going to fill in that sum when the negotiations are finally done. So even though hers is final for submittal for our review and all, that salary line is not complete. It will be more. I mean, we assume it will be more. I think it's safer to assume it will be more than it is to assume it will remain the same.
Right. But we knew anyway, until the union negotiations are done, we're not going to have any of the salaries.
Right. But when you see something printed there, it can kind of play with your mind and think, oh, well, that's her salary for next year. But it really isn't.
Correct.
Or at least we don't know what it is really for next year.
So other than the salary, does everybody agree with that budget?
I think it's fine.
Yeah, it seems straightforward to me.
Yeah, everything else seems level funded other than that once.
One item.
Right, and I do see a difference between 21 and 22. There's about another 1,048 on that. So it's 2.8%. I don't know if that equates to a contract.
How much was it?
No, it
may have been a placeholder at 2.8 until the final comes in, but that, I mean, that's what I'm seeing right now on that second salary line, which shows the U on it. And I'm assuming that's the union.
So are we ready to take a vote minus the salary?
Minus the what? I'm sorry.
The salary.
Oh.
That would be her employees.
Yeah.
So do you want me to make a motion to accept the clerk?
The budget with possible salary review later.
Right. So Steve's going to make the motion.
So I'll make a motion to accept the budget as written with noted that the union won't be finalized until union negotiations. How's that?
That's good.
All right.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. So we got one down.
Oh, wait. No, we didn't.
What?
Because nobody seconded it.
I did.
I'll second. Oh, did you? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
That's all right.
All right. So we can't discuss any new budgets because we don't have any. And we did discuss the school, sort of. And according to Jim,
Well,
we're still waiting for them to come back to the table.
yeah, except in Sugar Tech, we didn't discuss them.
No, did everybody?
And
Everybody get Neshoba Tech?
I don't think I did.
I don't think you got a budget, but I sent you a letter. Their increase is 2.4%.
And I haven't heard any discussion at any of the selectmen's meetings that I watched on the Neshoba Tech either. So, but I did see that letter, Andrea.
Yeah.
Usually they're pretty good about, what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, a lot of times the schools are up and down and up and down. Actually, we probably shouldn't do too much with the school budgets until we're into this further.
Right.
Oh, I've got your note here. Okay.
So then
Yeah, it's kind of hard to discuss something we don't have.
So then on the second one, where the overall budgets, we really can't discuss any of that until we actually get them.
Yeah. Well, the schools are under no obligation to give us a complete budget, you know.
No, I'm
They
talking
can
about our
just give us
second
a plan.
Yeah, I'm talking about our other item on the agenda, which is the budget itself. There's really nothing to discuss until we get everything from the department head or whatever, whenever they forward it out to us.
Right, right.
So how about I make a motion to table the budget until our next meeting.
Okay.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, so I'm going to set up a meeting for next Thursday just to have a slot. And I will call Jim tomorrow to see if they got any budgets in.
All right.
And I'll let you guys know.
Is town hall completely closed now, or is it partially open?
You'd have only if you need to make an appointment to go inside.
Yeah, and they have a buzzer system. When I went up to see the town clerk, I made sure that they were aware I was coming, and then buzzed them when I got there, and they'll let you in. So it's any business you have, you prearranged to make sure you're coming in, and then the door is locked, so you have to buzz in when you're there.
Yeah, they don't. We can't have meetings there yet.
I guess that's what I was getting at.
Yeah.
I don't like Zoom meetings.
I know. Everybody goes in and out. We get frozen.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little difficult, but so, as far as that, I don't have anything else to discuss.
What time for, you said meet next Thursday. What time?
All right. So is this time okay with everybody, or shall we change it back to 6?
I'm fine with it because like I said, I'm driving, so it doesn't make it. 5 is pretty fine for me. 6 is fine. Whatever's convenient for everybody. I can.
5 is good. I don't care either.
I don't either. I don't care.
Yeah. Dawn?
And I will make whatever arrangements I have. I work from home, so there's no hassle. I'll just have the meeting and block off the time so work doesn't try to do anything.
Okay. So if everybody's okay with this, I will set it up for 5 o'clock next Thursday.
Okay.
Okay.
And I will let you guys know what I find out.
So so getting into the meeting next Tuesday, it's on the Board of Selectmen's agenda, correct? As far as how to get into the Zoom meeting?
Yeah, it's on the agenda.
It's on their agenda.
You can always go and watch it on Channel 9.
Yeah, but you can't.
But you can't participate. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Okay, we're
What's that? 5:38?
5:38.
You guys did this perfect. I just pulled down my driveway.
Oh, that's perfect.
I'm literally just pulled in.
All right. See you all.
All right.
I need a second
Thank
for
you.
the adjourn. Steve.
Second.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks, guys.